Okay, welcome. This is a demonstration on how to run the volleyball scoreboard here at St. Peter and Paul. As you see, we have our Nevco scoreboard controller right here. Now, before we begin, one thing you always want to make sure is, first of all, the side time on and time off controller is plugged into the side right here. You'll see there is the almost like a phone cord that goes in the side right there. And then also going into the back, let's see if we see right here is the cord. You want to make sure that that is plugged in and it goes into the wall, and the closest outlet is right over there next to that column. Okay, so once you know that that is done, you're going to want to turn the device on. Okay, and that's located on the side right here, a little toggle switch that you'll see, and you just turn it on. Now, the first thing it's going to ask you, as you'll see going on the screen right there, is do you want to begin or start where you turned off last? Okay, now most of the time you'll want to say yes on this, but just to go through a demonstration on what to do here, we're going to say no. Okay, so I'm going to push no. At this point, it's going to walk you through the introduction of it, basically saying, please enter the model code. Now, as you can see, the model code is found right there, and for volleyball, it is 431. So we're going to type 4, 3, 1. And as you see, the device recognizes this is for volleyball. Okay. Now, the next thing it's going to ask you is, do you want to operate it as wireless? Okay. And we do, because we don't have anything that is connecting us to the system. So we're going to push yes. Okay. And then finally, select a group, both scoreboards, which is true. And we're going to type yes. No. Now, as you see on the display right there, it has zeros across the board. And there's a 0 up there at that scoreboard, and zeros up here. Okay? Now, what I'm going to do real quick is walk you through what you would do on a normal circumstance is, let me turn it back off. And once you do that, as you'll see, scoreboard is off up there. Scoreboard is off over here. Now, when we come in normally and we turn it on, scoreboard will come on, and it's going to ask us once again, do we want to start where we left off last time? And this time, we'll just go ahead and say yes. And as you see, we say yes, and up on the board is zeros and zeros. So let's get into how we actually keep score during volleyball. Well, the first thing we want to do is we want to set some time on the clock right there. So with every time we set time, the first two things we're always going to push is set time, and now you have to do 2 digits for each of the minutes, seconds. So I'm going to say just 1 minute, 0, 1, 0, 0, and then you have to do the 10th as well. Once we do that, you push yes, and this gives us the opportunity to type the period. You can type in any period you want here. We're going to just say 1, and as you see, it's on our display right there, and then also on the scoreboard there, and scoreboard there. Okay, so setting the score, since we're initially setting it right here, we're going to go ahead and set the home score. So set home score, we're going to do 00, and we're going to set the guest score as 00. Okay, so as you see, now our scoreboard is ready to go. Okay, now when we actually start gameplay, all we are going to be doing is we're going to be adding 1 point every single time when a team scores a point. And when a team scores a point, you'll see the official, who will be located opposite you, will point to the side that scored the point. So let's say that the home team, which will be on our right this game, scored the point. So all we would type is home score and then 1, because they did 1 point. And as you see, that's what shows up on the scoreboard right there. Then let's say the guest got a score. So then we would just type guest score 1. And we would continue to do this all the way up till the end of the match. So guest score 1, guest score 1, home score 1, home score 1, and so on and so forth. So you can see our running total right now is 3-3. Now let's say that we did make a mistake and we accidentally gave a point to one team when we shouldn't have, and we need to reset the score to home score of 4 and the guest score of 2. All I would do once again is go to set, let's change the home score to 0-4, and we're going to set the guest score to 0-2. And as you can see, that's reflected on our scoreboard. Now, the last thing that you may need to do is run time during timeouts. As you could hear, that was the buzzer. The buzzer is located right here. There's that little button. I'll push it again. Okay. Then when we actually turn the time on, it's a toggle. Okay, so I switch the toggle on there, and as you can see, the clock is running now on our scoreboard. And if we wanted to see it on our display here, we could just simply push time, and you see it running down in there as well. Now, it would run down all the way to 0, and but if at any point I wanted to stop it, I would toggle off just like that. So we don't have to wait the whole time. I'm going to go ahead and set the time to 5 seconds. Okay? And what I'm going to do is show you that it takes a little delay when that buzzer goes off for it to actually happen. So when it gets to 0, I'm going to immediately switch the time off, and you're going to see what happens here. Okay? So on our scoreboard, I'm going to toggle, and I'll put it right here so you can see. Now, as you see, as soon as I hear that noise, I'm going to turn it off, but it doesn't go off right away. Don't worry. You see, it takes about a 2-second delay for it to go off. Okay, so don't worry about that if you get to that point. Just go ahead and turn it off, and then it'll finally go off, and then we can reset our time. So let's go ahead and do that. We'll set the time. 0, 1, 0, 0, 0. Yes. And that completes the tutorial.